the sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops. And it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see.
Welcome to Bill Dance Outdoors, America's most popular and longest running TV fishing show.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
As our title implies, you got an answer for this? Well, if I don't, I'll find someone who does. How about that? Hey, we're gonna have some fun today. We've got some great questions our viewers sent in, and we'll be answering some of them as we fish along. We'll also be discussing a fantastic lure and a neat way of fishing it, and some other interesting and helpful things. Okay, before I wet a line, I've got a question I'd like to ask an expert. That's my buddy David Dunn, Senior Manager of Marine Sales and Marketing at Garmin Electronics, like this one. David, what's the best way for an angler to get the most out of their electronics right out of the box and in the long run?
With Garmin, you open it up, you power it on, and you go fishing. That's how easy it is. There are a few things you want to do to make sure that you get the most out of your electronics, like updating your software, protecting the unit. These things are waterproof, they're shockproof, they will take a lot of abuse, but they're still electronics, so we need to make sure that you take care of them properly. At Garmin, we build quality products and built for the elements and for you to get out and use it, but we want to make sure you take proper care of them.
Thanks, David. That's a great answer. I couldn't agree more. Tell you what, we're gonna get this big baby in the water and get out there, and I'm gonna show you a neat way to fish a great bait, an old-timey bait that's been around for a mighty long time. We're gonna be fishing on the bottom in about 8 to 9 feet, and we're gonna be using a Rebel Double Jointed Minnow. Now this is a floater, but it won't run to 8 or 9 feet. And we've got it rigged with 2 split shots and a crane barrel swivel right here. So we'll throw it out, it'll go to the bottom. Once it gets to the bottom, we're using 8-pound test line. These 2 weights will carry it to the bottom, and the bait will float up about 10 inches off the bottom. We can adjust this to make it float that high if we want to by adjusting these sinkers, but it'll float up, we'll pull it along, it'll wiggle along with this broken back, and we can cover that ledge at 8 to 9 feet and get the same effect and the action from this bait in that depth of water as we could just below the surface in 6 to 8 inches of water with this broken back minnow. But the key is to keep it as close to that 7 to 9 foot depth level as possible, as long as you can. There he is. Come on up here, big boy. Got that bait all over him. Where are you going? Coming on around? All right. We got hooks all under your mouth, don't we? It'll be a little difficult to get, but I can come with a hand like that and get you. Little potted fish, that's pretty. Okay, buddy. I know you're ready to get back.
Bill Dance Outdoors is sponsored in part by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Rebel, catch fish anywhere. and by Mercury Marine. Go boldly. Today's Conditions Log is brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development. Come experience the kind of beauty that can only be made in Tennessee. Go online today for your free Tennessee vacation guide.
Coming up, boom. Pull, Buster, pull. Now you're going back this way. Hard pulling fish, I know that. And a good one too. Oh. Still tugging. All right, come on back here. Whoa. All right, easy. There we go. Woo. That fat little baby, that nest. Okay, here's one about frog baits. Bill, I realize these frog-style baits produce a lot of bass, but why do some fishermen shorten or trim the rubber or silicone strand legs? Well, there's no doubt about it. Some of these need a haircut. Now, the reason for trimming is it creates a smaller profile, giving the bass an easier target, especially in vegetation. And it gives the frog more freedom of movement, a swing, a swimming side-to-side motion. Now that can be a big turn on, and it helps for better hookups. That's really the reason why. If you'll look right here, what you're doing, you see how long that tail is? That sometimes can get all hooked up around in the hooks. So what you're doing, you're just coming in. What I do, I cut off just a section of that. Just come up, catch the frog here, catch it just about right there, and just remove about a third of that right here. Just about a third of that. And what that does, like I said, it gives it more of a swimming side-to-side motion, and like I said, that can be a big turn on. So if you're missing a few bass on your frog, you just might consider what we've just mentioned. Give it a haircut. This will reduce its appearance, and you're downsizing and giving it more action, which can attract more strikes. Just try it and see. Oh boy, look at there. There was 2 fish with that fish. Another one big as him. Boy, that fish just, nice fish. All right, man. What do you think you're doing? Oh, yeah. Woo. Boy, you talk about a mess. We got a mess right here. I'm gonna tell you what, there was another fish as big as him fighting for this bait. You think it was a big old shiner? Huh? Oh boy. That's a pretty fish. Big fat. And a fun fish to catch too. Yes, you were. I'll see you, sweetie.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Quantum Rods and Reels, Mystic Lubricants, Lubrication Domination, and Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Today's equipment log is brought to you in part by Fish Defunk. It keeps your hands scent-free and clean so fish can't smell you. Use Fish Defunk unscented while fishing and Fish Defunk scented after fishing to remove all odors. Today's show is sponsored in part by Stren, the standard of dependability since 1958. Fish Defunk, kill the stink. And Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder.
Good too. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh man. Boy. Boom. Boy, 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 boy. How about that, Bill Dance? Get that. Woo! Big old sweet thing, you. That a big and nice. Oh, they fight good. Yes. Get yourself on down there. I don't know what y'all are eating, whatever it is. Full of shed. I'm telling you something, that's fun. Okay, here's one I hear a lot. Tell me one more time the proper way to spool line on an open face spinning reel. Normally, when you're spooling on braid, twist isn't a problem. With mono or fluorocarbon, well, that's a different story. When spooling on these, place the spool flat with the spool facing you, where the line will peel off the filler spool clockwise as you reel it on your reel. Here's one about choosing hook sizes. Bill, I Texas rig a lot of worms, but I still miss too many fish. Have you got any suggestions? One of the biggest mistakes anglers make is choosing a hook size that the gap doesn't match the gap to the bait. In other words, the worm's girth. While a 1/0 light wire round bend would work fine in a 4-inch finesse worm, it would be horrible in a 10-inch worm. Here, a 7/0 EWG hook would be so much better. It'd be a better choice. Now, with a 1/0 hook in a 10-inch worm, there's zero. There's just, it's just no way it would work. There's zero way to get a good bite through a bigger diameter worm. Whereas a bass striking a 1/0 hook in a 4-inch worm would result in a hookup. It's just so much better. So that's normally one of the major mistakes in missing bass on this rig. Mismatching hook size to the worm size. So if you're using, see this little 4-inch worm right here? If you're using that worm, you don't want to use a big 7/0 hook. It's just mismatched. You want to use a little 1/0 hook. little light wire hook. You see that gap in there? That's perfectly matched to that little 4-inch worm. Now, I don't want to use that little hook, that little 1/0 hook, in a big 10-inch worm. The girth is just too big. Look at the girth on this worm. See that small girth? This little 1/0 hook matches it perfect. So when it's rigged, see how it fits? It fits perfect. So the gap is perfect and everything matches up perfect. You'll catch fish with that. But you try that in a big worm, a big fat 8-inch or big 10-inch worm, you're gonna miss a lot of fish. So consider that the next time you go worm fishing. Matching the hook size to the diameter of the head of the worm. That's very, very important. The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Mystic Lubricants and their complete line of JT4 marine products. A full line of products for your full line of pursuits. Visit mysticlube.com today. What purpose does Glide Coat do for braided line? Well, Stren says Glide Coat technology allows you to cast faster, further, smoother, and quieter. Now, I really like it, and crazy about the way it casts on both bait casting and open face spinning. Your braid glides through your guides like a zip of electricity through a power line.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort, and Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. Closed captioning is provided by Bill Dance Digital. Follow us. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos. With advanced sonar technology like Chirp and exclusive Panoptix all-seeing sonar, you'll spend less time finding your fish.
No, that's not an antenna. It's my power pole micro anchor that holds boats or anchors boats up to 17 feet or 1,500 pounds, which is perfect for this rig. The all-electric micro drives the spike up to 8 feet deep and comes with 2 remote controls. And since it's made by the good folks at Power Pole, it has the same fast deployment and silent operation and unbelievable holding power.
Come be a part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
Ooh. Another good one. Oh boy, look here. Look at here. I can see him do that. Quit. Dadgummit. You just won't stop, will you? Come on back here. There we are. That little potted one. Isn't he nice? Yes, you are. We're going home. This thing looks just like a skinny shiner, but they like it. Reflects a lot. Like I say, this bait's been around for 50 years. The old Rebels. We're using 610 smoke rod and reels, and these rods just don't weigh hardly anything. And we're using these smoke reels. These reels take up 33 inches of line per revolution. And this is a 25 size. And we got them spooled with 10-pound strand clear original. Okay, here is a jerkbait question. Does Smithwick make a deep diving jerkbait? Had to check, but they sure do. It's their perfect 10 rogue that's 5.5 inches long, and it will dive to depths of 10 to 12 feet quickly due to a built-in tungsten weight transfer system for improved castability. There he is. Ooh, what a fish. Oh, that right there is that horse. Big old bass there. Wow. Come here. Woo. He liked that bait, didn't he? There. Here's the bait. A nice one. Whew. Whoa, what a bass. Well, I sure hope you got the answer you wanted today. If not, we'll try to get to it in the near future. But until then, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
Thanks for watching Bill Dance Outdoors. Join us here again next week.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.